Man City in the Cup, I'm not bothered. It's only Man City. They aren't even that good. You've got to play the best to win the competition. We've got to play them sometime, haven't you? I'm not a very good actor. Fucking Man City in the third round of the Cup, man. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, Newcastle fans. This is a slightly happier video than my last one. I'm going to try and not do many rants this season because I'm hoping not to have a reason to. But I kind of have a feeling that if social media continues the way it is, those will continue. But in what is Cup Draw Week, the slightly less significant Cup Draw of the two that is coming our way in 2 days of quick succession was the Carabao Cup draw. And guess who Newcastle got? Guess. Go on, if you haven't already found out, just take a wild stab in the dark. Well, of course you know, because I said at the start of this video. Manchester City at St James's Park. It could have been Sutton, it could have been Salford, it could have been Mansfield. But no, it was Manchester City. The 4 trophy winning Manchester City. Welcome back to normal cup draws. That Carabao Cup draw last season was a fluke. I'm telling you, it was a fluke. We'll never see that again with all the favourable home ties like Bournemouth and Crystal Palace and all those kind of teams. That won't happen again. So we've got it all to do. End of September, I believe the matches are. One thing I'll say about this is it'll be rocking. St James's Park, Manchester City at home. It'll sell out because tickets are that much in demand. The whole place. They'll definitely open the top tier for this one. Manchester City will probably play some of their reserves, but we are maybe in a position now, depending on how the Champions League goes by the time these matches are played, which I think is the week before. I could be wrong on that. I think it's the week before our first Champions League game. Eddie Howe now can rotate his squad. As we proved when we played Fiorentina and Villarreal in the Stella Cup, he can play, Hall, Livramento, Lascelles, Longstaff, Anderson, Murphy. The list goes on. So we have options there. And I'm not saying that he would pick a totally different team for Manchester City because their strength in depth is ridiculous. But we do now have a squad in these competitions which makes me feel a little bit better about going into them than previous seasons where squad depth has pretty much been a foreign word. But yes, if we are to get to Wembley again in this competition, which I would absolutely love, it's going to have to be done the hard way from the very first third round. A couple of Newcastle fans I've noticed on social media have said they would happily shelve this competition with Champions League, FA Cup and League in mind. I'm not of that mindset. Players continuing to play football matches. Having a midweek game here and there is not going to stop our players' progress. It isn't. Momentum is sometimes a big thing in football. But it's going to be a difficult one. But like I say, trying to think of this as every cloud. It will be a rocking atmosphere. Anything can happen. Relegated Southampton beat Manchester City in this competition last season. And we do have strength in depth now. Newcastle fans, very short video. Just wanted to jump on. I just wanted to get what was a very negative video about the Eddie Howe criticism out of my system, to be totally honest. Let us know your thoughts on Newcastle doing a classic Newcastle and drawing Manchester City at St James's Park in the third round of the Carabao Cup. But let's get on to the real business, because there's a teeny tiny draw going on tomorrow that Newcastle United are going to be mixing in a pot with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and the Milans. It's the Champions League draw video coming up next. So if you've liked this one and you're a little bit curious about my thoughts on who we might get to travel all over Europe, whack that subscribe, whack that like, and I'll see you on the next one. Newcastle United love cup draws and love doing it the easy way. However, lads.